Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hey everybody, Q&A Candelaire here, and I've got a hardware review for you today, and it's something incredibly cool and very, very interesting, as you can see with this slightly damaged box. It is a Bandai Video Challenger. Unfortunately, that part of the box is a bit ripped off there, but I'll show you there on the side, see Video Challenger. And this was one of several short-lived consoles that used videotapes, VHS videotapes. I actually did do a whole video looking at consoles that were VHS tape based, which might interest you if you find that fascinating. It went down really well when I first made it, so I'll link that up in the top right hand corner if you want to see more about VHS based games consoles, and I'll put it in the description below actually as well. So when I saw this advertised on Marketplace for a tenner, I could not turn it down because it's like, wow, you don't see something like this come up very often. And it was nearby, and yeah, perfect pickup, especially for looking at it on the channel. It's pretty cool as well. It still has the price label up there, and it came from Hamleys, the famous toy shop in London, and it was £59.99. So that was really, really cool to see. 60 quid. Yeah, so we'll have a look. We'll open the box up in a minute and have a look. So that's the front. You see it, the gun shooting at the TV. On the back, it tells you a bit about it. So, interactive video arcade system. This comes with Space Challenger VHS action game. And it says, look out for Sky Wars, Monster Alley and Chase. We'll talk about the other games in a little while. Features: any number of players can fire at the same target. Each player's gun registers his own score, so multiplayer if you had more guns. Points are deducted when you get hit. Players must score within a given time period. Players can be hit from almost any angle to the TV screen. Specially encoded tapes works with Video Challenger only. So yes, lots of interesting stuff there. What does it say on the side there? Hit moving targets. Targets fire back. See explosions in your gun sight. Scores are shown on an illuminated digital display. Different sounds for hits, misses and bonus points. Play alone or with other players. No wires to limit movement. I don't have a VHS player anymore. I thought I did, but I've either buried it or I got rid of it. Because it would have been quite nice to have hooked it up and tried it out, but I can't really do that unfortunately. So I'll have to make do with some video clips, which I'll put in the video, and this look at the hardware itself. So actually, one interesting thing to tell you about it while I open it up is that although this is obviously branded with the famous Bandai, we've tried and failed to enter the video game sector numerous times. I even actually made a video on Bandai's many attempts to break into the video game industry, so I'll link that up in the top right hand corner as well for those interested, because it is unbelievable how many attempts that they had to break into the video game industry. It's stunning. And then eventually they merged with Namco, so that was their route in. Obviously Namco, a pretty successful company. So but although it's branded by them, the Video Challenger was actually created by Takara, who are now part of Tomy, because it's now Tomy Takara or Takara Tomy, one of the two. But a lot of people remember Takara for developing video games, and probably most notably the Battle Arena Toshinden series. That was their creation, so there we go. They were behind the Video Challenger, and the year it came out, I believe, is 1987 it first appeared. The other one, there was lots of other ones that appeared around this time, like the Action Max and stuff like that. So let's take out the polystyrene, which is surprisingly still quite well intact. I say as a big chunk of it falls off on the video because it's probably still quite brittle. Oh well. Right, so there's our gun. There's one side of it. There's the other side. There's our Video Challenger gun. A little bit dusty. I probably should have cleaned it up a bit actually, but there we go. So it's not got much to it. A trigger you can pull. There's your score display on the back there, and your sight, so you can see through that. There we go. Look, it's got a little target. That comes out really well on the camera actually. You can see right down it. Our on-off switch on the side there. And then on the bottom, it says open. And there's where your batteries go in. So it looks like it takes 4 AAs. And that's pretty much all there is to the gun really. It's pretty lightweight. It doesn't weigh a lot at all. And here's our videotape, which sadly appears to be missing the label. And I believe this is Space Attack. Let's flip open the thing actually to see how worn it is. No, so it doesn't look like it was used a lot. It's not very worn at all. There's nothing more than a strange label on the side there and a number 20. I don't know what that's all about. But I assume there was a label on here at one point and it's fallen off because it does look like there's some glue residue there, unfortunately. It's a shame that my label has fallen off, but I can't moan too much when I paid only £10 for it.
Welcome, video challengers, to Space Challenge. I am your commander. I have a most urgent mission for you. Intergalactic aliens have invaded the Earth and our solar system. You must escape from the Jupiter station and fight your way through their defenses to save our planet. This display shows some of the alien battle fleets that Challenger Reconnaissance has located. Challenger Control will now display certain alien targets as obtained by our counterintelligence forces. Check your weapons operation manual and adjust your video screen for high contrast and reduced brightness to get maximum weapon sensitivity. Stay alert, challengers. The aliens are everywhere.
Target left 100 points. Target right 500 points. Warning, bottom target shoot back minus 100 points.
Your goal is to locate and destroy this alien force field generator orbiting the Earth. Good luck, Challenger cadets. Stand by for battle.
Alien battle fleet approaching. Reset weapons. Attack formation. Evade and destroy. They're attacking. Hit the sweet spot on the backside.
So what I want to do now is explain a little bit more about how the Video Challenger worked. So basically, like other light guns, it's looking for a flashing light on the screen that the gun picks up, and that's how it knows that you've hit the target that you were aiming at, or you've been hit or you've been missed. So it's detecting the light all the time. So obviously it only works with a CRT TV. Won't work with any kind of modern TV. So you will need an old VHS player, and you will need a CRT TV. Because the videotape is constantly playing while you do this, it's not particularly interactive. It is literally just shoot targets. So yes, these kind of things got boring pretty quickly. When you first played them, they probably seemed really exciting. Because it's on videotape, you're not using graphics, it's just film that you're shooting at. It would have some small overlay graphics sometimes just to represent the targets. But it all seemed very exciting when you first turned it on, but you quickly realised that all the games played the same. All you were doing was endlessly shooting the same targets, and it would all get pretty boring. And you could just obviously just stand in front of the TV and just like shoot straight into the TV as well, so you could cheat on it big time. So yeah, so they weren't, these things weren't particularly successful. Reading up on it, I can't ascertain when it was discontinued, but it seems like it was only on the market for about a year, and Takara discontinued it actually to concentrate on producing games mainly for the Famicom and the then new PC Engine as well. So they decided that to cut their losses on this and concentrate on making actual video games for other people. So that's quite interesting in itself. So Takara's entry into the video game industry was because of the failure of their Video Challenger. Put that back in there.
緊急事態、世界各地で敵が攻撃を開始した。チャレンジファイター直ちに出撃、直ちに出撃。
急げ、乗り込むぞ。ディスプレイオン。俺たちの作戦は世界各地で暴れている敵をやっつけることだ。操縦は俺に任せろ。撃つのは君だぞ。チャレンジブラスターの用意はいいか。行くぞ。まず最初はニューヨークだ。ディスプレイを攻撃モードに切り替えるぞ。敵の攻撃にも注意しろよ。来たな。撃て。上昇だ。撃て。やったな。だがまだまだいるぜ。片っ端からやっつけろ。そら、もう一つ。下がるぞ。町の中に入る。いた。気を引き締めていこうぜ。オーケー、道路に沿って飛ぶぞ。後ろだ。おっと、危なかったな。また来たぜ。様子を伺おう。
So I said I would talk about the games, so I will talk about some games a little bit more. And I looked online to see what games there was available, and it seems that a lot of the games are really hard to find. Looking on eBay, I couldn't really find very many. There seems to be just the same few titles that most people seem to be selling. So you quite often have to go abroad. But interestingly, where's it mentioned on the box again? So it says on there Sky Wars, Monster Alley and Chase, and it says that Space Challenger comes with it. So when you look on online, there's some interesting stuff to be said, because it mentions Sky Wars on the list of games, but I see no mention of Monster Alley and no mention of Chase. So I don't know what those two are, because there doesn't seem to be any evidence of those that I could see. But there was some titles from licensed from Data East of their versions of their like Laserdisc games, which is really interesting. So there's Thunderstorm and there's Road Blaster, which is really interesting. Obviously, people from the Mega CD will know that very well. There's Godzilla 1 and 2, which kind of makes sense because Bandai used to make a lot of Godzilla stuff. So yeah, there's 2 Godzilla ones. And this one really interested me. There is Afterburner 2, licensed from Sega. So that's really cool. I'd actually like to play that one, just to see some more of that. I assume it's pretty simple really, because Afterburner wasn't exactly a particularly like massively interactive game anyway. So I assume it's just film of planes flying through the air and you shoot them. I need to watch a YouTube video on that actually. I don't think I when I was looking I found it. Maybe on YouTube. I might have to do some more searching. If I do find it, actually, I'll stick it onto this video. And another one that I was interested to find out about is there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game as well, although that seems to be incredibly hard to find because apparently it was the last game released for the Video Challenger. Another one that was announced, which never saw release, but it was announced, was a Transformers game. And interestingly, the bit of trivia here that I read online is that the Video Challenger is actually featured in a Transformers animated movie called Transformers: The Headmasters, and that was obviously to tie in with the release of the Transformers game for the Video Challenger. But that game was never released. But the Video Challenger did appear in that Transformers film. So there we go. Very, very interesting indeed. And that's pretty much all there is to tell you about it, really. Usually I talk about whether a system is worth owning in the current day. And I don't think there's much point with that because it's not really worth owning, is it? Unless you are a massive VHS freak and you love VHS stuff. I do hear that VHS is actually becoming quite popular these days. And I did actually pick up a load of VHS tapes a while ago from some of the marketplace. Because it was all cool stuff like Turtles and Transformers actually in Jurassic Park and stuff like that, and I sold them really quickly, sold them off really quickly and made a massive profit on them. So yeah, I can attest to the fact that there are people who do collect VHS stuff, but I can't see why that anyone would sort of collect for this. It's only got a few titles and some of them are near impossible to find, it seems. So yeah, it's an interesting oddity. I think it's one of those, I mean, I just literally picked it up because it's an interesting thing to have in my collection. It's probably never going to get played or used. It's going to go back in a box in my storage unit, but it's still interesting nonetheless. And that's about all there is to it, really. I hope you enjoyed my look at the Video Challenger interactive video arcade system. It's certainly a quite unique oddity, and I'll see you all again for the video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.